Yo, what up everyone? Today I'm making a video on a little interesting topic, I think, and the video will not be aimed at everyone. I'm gonna start with that. This video is mostly aimed at people who are trying to maximize their gameplay using a limited amount of crystals. So, uh, if you are a player who actually buys some packs, and usually they sets all of the available entries using crystals, not for the Kairos but for Path of Growth. This will not be too much of an importance for a video, but if you are a player who is really either struggling with crystals or just trying to maximize their progress using a limited number of crystals. For example, I'm trying to play this game completely free to play just to see what the experience is. And for me, of course, the crystals are a very limited source, so I have to think of how to spend them efficiently. And basically, I will be looking over whether, because this is what I thought yesterday, whether Path of Adventure is still worth farming with the release of Hero Area. As you know, the level 15 dungeon of any of these bosses has a pretty high chance to drop a legendary rune. I'm not sure of the exact rates. In my opinion, they are somewhere around 15% from what I've experienced farming them over like what, over a month already. Yeah, so I think it's somewhere in the ballpark of maybe 12 to 15. But for the sake of the video, I will be actually taking a 20% legendary rune rate just to make sure that uh, the data is swinged a little more towards an, how should you call it, more towards an unfortunate case where the rune drop is higher than it is, meaning that the people who actually play with limited amount of crystals would be worse off than if I was taking a lower drop rate, since this would mostly affect the people who pay for crystals, or rather just have not unlimited amount, but a high amount of crystals and refresh every day, as those would mostly be hurt from this change. So yeah, let's get this straight. Assuming this is a 20% legend drop rate from a dungeon, I will not be counting any event rewards, only the ones that are available daily or weekly through the game. And I will not be counting any daily logins or those special login events where we sometimes get a few tickets somewhere there and here. Okay, yeah, checking the game, I just noticed that I even missed a tiny little change that actually benefits the lower paying users or free to play players even more. So just to get it out of the way, that I addressed all of the possible sources. So yeah, assuming 20% legend drop rate, no event awards, no daily awards, no daily logins, anything like that, as those usually change a lot. So I tried to calculate all sources for legendary runes currently in the game, and for the first tab, I found that these are pretty much all of the sources that regular users who do not spend crystals on refreshes can get. So first of all, the AFK hero area and crafting is in regards to a previous video I've did yesterday or the day before, I'm not sure. It will be called Hero AFK Area Drop Dates, something like that. So in that video, I found that over farming the, what's it called? AFK farming the hero area for 6 hours and 39 minutes. These were the drops that I got. We will not be counting golden ice mats, as those do not impact this video at all. I don't know why I calculated this. I think I planned on doing crafting with mats, but I just saw that it would be a bit too difficult then to track it. So yeah, the gold and ice mats will not be of importance for this, but What we will be taking into account is the legendary runes that were dropped, as well as the rune pieces that were dropped. And over 6 hours and 39 minutes, these were the drops. So 2 legendary runes and almost 13,000 pieces. I made these values into hourly ones, and later on for this video I also converted these into weekly values. This means just taking the hourly value and multiplying it by 168, which is the amount of hours in a week, and I ended up that you do get 50.5 legendary runes per week if you just AFK farm the whole time. And from the additional 321,000 rune pieces, you are looking at on average 40.2 runes, legendary runes from crafting. So you do need alchemy for this. And I'm only taking account the mystery runes. I am not taking the specialized ones, which are actually cheaper because they do require these engrave stones, and this may alter the area that you have to farm, causing you lower drop rates. So I'm just trying to do the mystery runes. First of all, these are what do you call unlimited, in the sense that you do not have any weekly spending amounts that you can get. And yeah, you can basically craft them as many as you want as long as you have the materials. Oh yeah, it just keeps piling on. The more I talk, the more I realize that a lot of the free-to-play players even have even more ways to earn runes. So initially I said that you get 30 or rather 321,000 per week if you have free farm. What I forgot is the weekly quest that you can actually do here as well. So if you jump into hero area, each week you have the ability to earn additional 6,000 rune materials from each area. This means that, just to modify it a bit, on top of the weekly amount, we are adding another 30,000, and the total will be 35,000. That means that the weekly runes you are getting is, instead of around 40.5, will be closer to 44 hours. Not hours, legendary runes per week. Going further, you can get 3 legendary runes from the seal support. So if once you have unlocked the seal, you have the ability to have 3. The seal reward drops the legendary runes, and you can do it 3 times per week. So that is another 3 runes per week. Then this one is a little difficult to explain, but basically, since you do need to do Path of Adventure 3 times a day for the daily quest, I have included the 3 free runs into the free-to-play category. And from this, if we are taking 3 daily runs at a 20% chance to drop legendary rune from there, of course we then divide, or rather multiply 21 daily runs by the 20% chance to drop runes, and we end up with 4.2 legendary runes per week. This one, of course, may change as much as these do from, not from, but when we find out the exact chance to drop legendary runes, if we do find out, of course. Moving further, on average, from another video that I've did on expedition, you can get, on average, it was closer to 2 a day, but for more convenience and to keep the rates a little bit on the lower side, which would benefit free-to-play players even more again, I've kept it at a 1 rune drop a day, assuming that you do all 20 runs in the applicable level where you do drop the runes. Let me see which level that is. Yeah, so for expedition, it looks like level 2 is enough to drop the runes. So as long as you do level 2 or above, we're gonna count that if you do get 1 rune a day, that is on average 7 legendary runes per week. The runes there are always legendary, so there is no legendary drop rate involved. You get another rune from the weekly reward here. So I think I've already completed, and you need to do 7 elite raids, and you do get a 5-star legendary rune box. So that's another one. And the daily reward tickets. So essentially, if you get one per day, and what I mean by daily reward is this reward right here, completing 3 daily challenges, gives you a Path of Growth ticket. And essentially, since this is a free ticket, you can use it towards the rune dungeon, and at 1 a day, you are looking at 7 runs per week, and of course multiplying it by 20% chance to drop a legendary rune, you get a 1.4%, not, or rather 1.4 legendary runes per week. And in total, I found that this sums up to around 111 legendary runes per week. These are obtained complete free to play without spending any crystals on refreshes, and not even using the full 6 daily rune runs on the Path of Adventure dungeon. And yeah, once you have this, we will be moving towards the category where assuming you are refreshing the crystal refreshes for Path of Adventure and want to solely farm Path of Adventure for your Path of Growth tickets. So first of all, we are looking at 15 entries a day. This means that there are 3 free entries because 3 of them are already included here. So you will be doing them on top of the other 3 on the Rune Dungeon. As well as 4 refreshes for 3 entries, meaning that you do 15 a day, and this totals out for 7 days, and of course we multiply it by 20% drop rate for dungeons, and we end up with 21 legendary runes on average. By the way, the season pass double drop rate will be addressed in a second, so don't worry. The crystal packs, meaning that these ones, I'm not sure if everyone buys them. I do recommend buying them for event purposes mostly, but you can get these packs for 500 crystals each. So Essence Dungeon I always recommend getting. Path of Growth, now I actually will leave it up to you and whether you feel like this is worth for you. It is worth if you refresh more than 2 times with crystals, but it will not be worth it if you only refresh twice. So yeah, there's that. So from these, of course, you do 20 weekly runs, meaning you get at a 20% chance another 2.4 legendary runes. And the main source of these tickets is from the repeat battles. So I've calculated the gains you get from Rahil. So you get 20 free daily and Rahil orders, plus you can refresh it 3 times, meaning you get a total of 80. You get another 5 from the daily reward in the daily challenge. So yeah, 5 you can get from here. You get 20 from the weekly challenge, and I think I've already completed. Yeah, 20 Rahil orders there. You get 5 Rahil orders from the guild contribution. So you need to reach the 4th stage here, and you get 5 Rahil orders. Yeah, and this totals to around 650 Rahil orders per week. The way I calculated is, of course, the 90 daily ones. So from the shop here, the daily and the guild daily totals to 90 per day. We multiply that by 7 because these are daily. So to get weekly amounts, we multiply by 7. And we add the 20 weekly Rahil orders you get, and in total you receive 650 Rahil orders. And if you used 650 Rahil orders for refreshing the Path of Growth, what's it called? The Path of Growth repeat request. So you jump to Rakarangma, and this one, where you get the Path of Growth. Since one costs 4 Rahil orders to do, you are potentially looking at 162.5 Path of Growth entries per week. So from those, we of course take the 162.5 and multiply it by 20% legendary rune drop rate, and on average we end up with 32.5 legendary runes. So this would be in total of 55.9 legendary runes per week. However, if you do own the season pass, and you can find it, I believe, right here. Yeah, if you own this, you actually get 2 times Path of Growth rewards, meaning that instead of dropping 2 runes, you actually drop 4 for each run. So we multiply that total value by 55.9 times 2, and because we have calculated the 3 daily runs here at 4.2, if you do have the what's it called, the summoner pass, you will be getting double the votes for that. So I added another 4.2 on top of the final calculation, and in total you are looking at 116 legendary runes per week. So now seeing this data, I just realized that without even refreshing, and in the worst case scenario for free-to-play players or very low spenders who do want to maximize their crystal gains, I just realized that refreshing the Path of Growth is actually in most cases not even worth it. Not Path of Growth rather, but Path of Adventure. First of all, the runes you get from there will only add up by 50%, and in most cases you do need hundreds and hundreds of runs to get a perfect run, or perfect rune rather. So in my opinion, if you do struggle with crystals and you want to add additional few what's it called, rune chances, you are looking at only a 55.9 legendary rune increase, meaning that if you do waste all of your crystals on all what are called Path of Growth refreshes and all possible Rahil order refreshes, and only do the Path of Growth entries, meaning that with those Rahil orders you do not have the ability to farm the essence runes, the XP, potions, the gold, and anything like that. Wasting all of those crystals to get a somewhere close to 30 to 40% increase in overall rune drops, in my opinion, is not really worth it, as the current weekly rune amount you get from here is more than enough to get a lot of good runes, and even with double drops I feel like it would be a little bit overkill. So yeah, just wanted to get the data out. I tried to think of all of the possible methods to get them. I may have missed some small amounts, although if I do miss them and I think of them later on, I'll make sure to drop them in the comments with updated stats for it. You can probably always jump into this link, and if I don't forget, I'll try to add it in the description as well. But yeah, basically, to summarize it, if you do not use any crystal refreshes, you are potentially looking at getting 111 legendary runes per week. And if you do spend all of your crystals on all possible Path of Adventure and repeat battle the quests and do them all for Path of Growth tickets, including the summoner pass being purchased, you are potentially looking at only, which to my surprise was insanely weird, since you only get pretty much double of the amount of legendary runes that you would get from free to play, as I expected this number to be way higher. And of course, don't forget that we're taking 20% rate, which is heavily in favor of the crystal refreshes, as if the drop rate was lower, the free-to-play side would only be affected for this number, while all of these would be dropping by the rate that we are using. So if the rate is actually lower, spending crystals actually gives you way less runes, meaning that the free gains you get will be even higher percentage compared to the total you can get. And yeah, hopefully this video helped you out somehow, or you found it helpful in just getting the overall feel of what amount of runes you can get weekly from various activities in the game. Whether you decide to stop or start doing refreshes is up to you, and I hope that this data does allow you to make a more informed decision on it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one, hopefully with something more easier to digest next time. Peace.